I was born and raised in Los Angeles. I grew up with basically a single mother. I was homeschooled. By the time I got to junior high, it was kind of too much for her, so I hit the public school system, and then things kind of started going in like a downward motion for me from there on out. My name is David Shibley, and I recently graduated Galvanize out of the G15 cohort out of Platt campus. There was no direction at all. It was all just like from one step to the next. Oh, this would be cool, let's do this. And that was kind of how it was. I had no direction in life. I applied and transferred to Humboldt State on orientation day when you're going through and you're signing up for everything. I literally just took a packet and I looked for one that looked interesting and then went into environmental science, which was like the next door down. I enjoyed it, decided to sign up for that and started pursuing that. And I got as far as basically a year's left, or almost maybe even one semester's worth of classes left before I graduated. And then I ended up walking away. I walked away because one summer I came home and I was planning on staying just for 2 weeks. I visited my dad. He has a degenerative nervous system that prevents him from being able to move very well. He had gotten to a point where he hadn't been out of bed in 4 months. Hadn't been out of the house in 4 months. First things first was just getting things cleaned up. So I started like cooking for him and cleaning. I got all of his bills in order. Like, I lived with him for about 2 years. And he got better and stronger and better. So then our relationship over time started to evolve differently and changed. And then it got to a point where I wasn't even able to live my own life. Told me that like I don't do anything for him. Yeah, he asked me why I was even there. And I said I was there because I love you, you know? And to which he replied, if you really loved me, you would leave. So I left. I'm not happy where I'm at in life. I don't know what would make me happy, but I don't know how to find it either. I know I want to go back to school, and I know that I want to find like that career path for me, but I don't even know where to look. And I'm not ready to go back to school just to waste money again and take a bunch of classes that don't really matter to me anymore. I, at the time, was very much under the impression that a computer programmer was 35, fat, white, balding, eats cheese puffs, Diet Coke, and lives in mom's basement. That's what our culture had told me that's what a programmer was. But it's changed, and that's not the case anymore. And so having that bias against being a programmer, I'd come across this class and I was like, ew, no. And then I remembered I had made that like promise to myself and said, I'll just try it. How can I get more of this? I came across Code Academy and I took every course they had to offer on there. I knew so much about programming in general, conceptually, but I didn't understand how it all fit together. And I didn't even know where to look for that. Came out to Colorado, came out to Denver, visited a friend who was a programmer. So then we started talking code, and it sounds like you need a boot camp. I'd never heard of that before in my life. A what? Like, I'm thinking drill sergeants with the hat yelling at me, you know, crush some code or give me 50. I don't know. So I was like, what's a boot camp? And so he starts talking about it. The first one he talked about was Galvanize. So I started looking into it, and this is one of those things that seems far too good to be true. Pretty much went home. I left everything behind in a matter of 3 months to move out here. Got out here in August, and I was enrolled in Galvanize by October. It changed the way I think, the way I approach a problem, the way I communicate. It changed the way that I enjoy life. I like to think of Galvanize as a relationship and not a transaction, right? You are creating a bond and a relationship with not just a person or a company, but a community. It was home for me. I work for CA Technologies. I get paired with a senior dev, and the senior dev is sitting next to me the whole time, and they do things on a very high level. Life there as a dev is pretty unbelievable. It's a utopia. It is. If I was to say it, there's one word, and it's utopia. My mom dipped into her retirement so that I could go to Galvanize. I don't even think I could put into words the pride that I bet my mom feels right now. I've never felt so self-reliant in my life. All those restrictions have been removed from me now, just by going through the program.